All right, we're going live immediately. We're cutting that whole long intro because we've got an update here, folks. It's getting interesting, really, really interesting. Remember what I told you earlier that if you're watching here, your mathematical genius strategist is predicting that Tony would go down all the way to about 47%. Now, got a little bit of a bump earlier because just some of the more liberal counties came in, but let me show you what we've got here. But first, I want to let's show you this one. See if it's gonna help me get this one here real quick. I should have updated this earlier. I apologize for that. All right, here we go. We're back to CD23 updates live. It is 9:23. This just popped in about 30, 40 seconds ago. This is the latest and greatest. Tony Gonzalez is now sitting at a whopping 47%. Remember, I said this earlier. If it trended the way I thought it was going to, especially when Medina County came in, it's a lot, and they literally chopped his legs out from under him. So I'm going to show you those numbers as well. Let's go down here to the map. Trusty map, Barrett County. Tony's sitting right at 50%. Again, we got this update from Medina County. 2,000 votes, and I'm going to pump this up a little bit here. 2,000 votes in Medina County, and everybody else sort of just came in over the top with the other 56%. Again, this is the preponderance, 93.8%. See that up in the little corner right underneath Medina County. Of course, Uvalde came in and walloped him as well. They're not a fan of Tony Gonzalez there, but Frank Lopez won that county right there. If we go down, Uvalde gets a little less populated area and more Democrats. So he got 41%. Not a lot of votes here, folks. So we're really looking at this section right here. This is Highway 90. It goes San Antonio, Castroville, Hondo, out to Uvalde, Texas, and beautiful Kinney County. I've not seen anything on Kinney County. Anybody is listening to me? Somebody get a hold of some of those folks and see what is the holdup. Again, Kinney County is pretty solid red. They have a complete disgust with Tony Gonzalez. So, and that's usually about 800 votes. So we're going to see which way they go in a little bit. But here's the key for the last 2 minutes. Look at this right here. Tony Gonzalez in Valverde County, 1,000 votes. And guess who came crushing the party right here? None other than the border patriot, Frank Lopez. And I'm told there's an update here. Is there an update, guys? Is there an update? Do we have an update? Is that what we got? Do we have an update? Okay, I'm hearing. Let me do an update here, guys. I've got a whole lot of people breathing in my ear. Let's see. What did I say? There it is. Beautiful Kinney County. But let's go to see what happened with Kinney County. Frank Lopez, him, and it's 198 to 193. I got a lot of folks talking really loud in my earpiece, and I apologize. So let's start. Let me show you what's happening here. This is what everybody's excited about in the earpiece right now. Tony Gonzalez is now at 46.3%. Folks, I'm not quite yet. What I'm telling you is, if this continues and he hits 45, we're in a runoff. That's all there is to it. And the runoff right now is looking between Brandon Herrera. Julie Clark does seem to be making a resurgence here. I can see some of that. Again, everybody is pulling enough votes to get Tony Gonzalez into a runoff. So this is the numbers. These are the total numbers. And if I'm yelling, I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm in a crowded room with a lot of people, which is fine because they're all excited in the backside. All that said, here is the map. Let's go down to El Paso real quick. We already saw this earlier. These are some of the really not so populated areas out there. Of course, it's a kind of a very blue county. A little weird since they're in West Texas, but that's just the way they roll. Reeves came in for, that would be Reeves County, I believe, is Pecos, Texas, which is opposite of Fort Stockton, which is County. So if we drop down here to Jeff Davis, they a little bit liberal streak out there. They like Tony. Here's Pecos County, which is actually Fort Stockton. Gonzalez did well. You know, he's a friend of some of the more liberal commissioners, and you know, he's hired one of their kid to be the point of contact out there. So all this is really playing into Fort Stockton out there. Let's look down here at Brewster County. 239. So all of these, if you look at these, and I roll my, they're you look at Reagan County, 50%. You look at Upton County, 35% for Gonzalez. And you look at Crane, these are all, it's the sum of the parts is the entire of the whole, and it is adding up. It literally is adding up against Tony Gonzalez, so much so that he's dropped 46.3. And you heard that here earlier a couple hours ago. I said if he keeps trending down, he's going to end up at 4.5. He's already low, any lower, and you've got yourself a solid runoff here between him and what looks to be like Brandon Herrera. Let's go back to the map here, show you what happened in Kinney County. Kinney County just came in right as I came up live with you guys here. What you'll see is Tony Gonzalez. Look at this. Frank Lopez just coming over the top rope and just crashing the party. Brandon Herrera did really well there as well. Julie Clark and Victor Avila, who came in all the way from Dallas, Texas to run in CD23, managed to pull 445 votes. Every little bit is helping to get Gonzalez under the big 50%. And in Kinney County, I did say, where's Kinney County? They made some phone calls. They put the update. That 46.3% is what I'm hearing is where he's dropped. And there it is right there. By the way, he was at 47.8. He had climbed back up to 48.6. And we were thinking, here we go, right? But it's going down even further. These are good numbers. If you're wanting to get rid of Tony Gonzalez, like a lot of us are, this looks like we're on our way to doing it. At least the first step is to get him into a runoff, which is no good for incumbents. So let me switch gears here because I want to update you on the West Verdell and the Smith race. And so let me get this one out of here real quick. And then Papa, where are you, West Verdell? Right here. Let's go there. There it is. Grandma's going to show here for a second. I apologize for that. But this is the West Verdell. If you're watching Wesley Verdell take on Hatch Smith, I mean, this clobbering Hatch Smith. And remember, I want nobody to ever forget this. Hatch Smith is being pulled in here by Texas lawsuit reform. These are the same people who try to impeach Ken Paxton, who give millions of dollars, not hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to these very liberal Republicans who really just need to be running as Democrats. And our very own Senator Pete Flores traded us in for Texas lawsuit reform for Hatch Smith. Let me give you the map here. Let me show you the map. This is what the counties look like. Nothing has come in from Pecos. Look at Crane County. Wesley Verdell dominated, was 56%. Wesley Verdell and Upton was 68%. The GOP chair out there and the Republicans really like West Verdell, and it looks like they did a great job bringing him in. And so, again, our hats off to those folks up there. They work hard for their candidates, and it shows. These are the numbers that do that. Here is, again, Crockett, and runs a little liberal out there, so it's understandable why Hatch Smith won there. We're waiting for Schleicher. I've got some friends in Schleicher that are listening. Hey, tap on your elections administrator down there at the county courthouse and find out what's happening, guys. Sutton County, look at that. Wesley Verdell, 54.9%. Hatch Smith, one too far behind, but almost another 70 votes behind. Kimball County, this is Junction, Texas, folks. This is Andrew Murr territory here. Let me go up here a little bit. Kimball County, remember, this is where Andrew Murstache is from, although, it was proven that him and his wife and family live out in New Braunfels somewhere. But Wesley Verdell literally just took over Murrs County, 689. Yes, am I getting an update here? No updates. Okay. 689, 53.9% for Wesley. Again, Kimball County is key because that I'm aware of. This is a Junction. I want to make sure I have the wrong counties here, but this is Junction, Texas. This is where Andrew Murr said he resided and they lived, and he's got land out there, but the family and the kids all went to school in New Braunfels area, or one of those northern Austrian places up there somewhere. Menard came in pretty good for Wesley Verdell, although they like Patch Smith a little bit. County, this is Brady, Texas. This is home turf for West Verdell. 798 votes. I mean, they send a message to the rest of Texas here. There it is, Mason, Texas, again, 58%. To Wesley, Lano, Texas, doing its best, also at 54%. Kerr County is another one of those huge. Look at the numbers, 4,000 votes. If it's one of those counties that if you win this, with a large vote like Wes has done here. Now again, there's still votes coming in. They're at 82%. I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying. It's all trending toward West Verdell right now. Hatch Smith trailing, and of course Medina County. Oh, I got a little. Yeah, I got you covered. Go ahead. I've got an update going here. Okay. Okay, got it. Clear, clear. All right, I will do a little correction on the numbers on the CD23 is what I'm being told here. Medina County, 52%. Wesley, Verdell, 48. Oh man, I'm getting so Medina County here, a little disappointing for me, but there is a crowd here who's listening to leaders here who are, I believe, running them right over the cliff with guys like Hatch Smith. They don't do anything for us, and Murstache is proven that that's why he's not running again, because Andrew Murr really was our representative from Medina County, but never really did anything for Medina, at least not that I'm aware of. So again, let me update this. So we'll do a look here before we go back to CD23. West Verdell is at 58 point. Breaking news. Let me get back to CD23. Looks like Tony Gonzalez has dropped yet again. Let me bring that one up and update this bad boy here real quick. We're on the fly here, guys. We don't have $1 million crews here, but we've got a great bunch in the back that's keeping track of everything. So let's do an update. I'm told he went, there it is, 46.3. He's now down at 45.9%. Folks, this is going to go to 44 before the night's over, unless Bexar County finds now what looks to be like 3,000 votes in the middle of the night. That's almost an impossibility to in the morning rationalize to the voters, because this is what the numbers are telling me. As soon as he hits 45, we can pretty much say this is going to be a runoff. It's looking like this right now. So let's go to the map and see what's happening here. Just so you know, Presidio County, very low voter count. Terrell County, you might get 100 votes here. Ward County is a little bit bigger, so I'm wondering what's happening out there. We haven't seen. Lebanon County might have 25 votes. Great people out there, but there's only 167. Yeah, so there's only 106 living in Loving County, and so again, just keep an eye on that. Winkler looking like Tony's under 50%, but let's look. I'm getting an update here. Medina County, guys, is Medina County updated, guys? Let me talk. I'm talking to the data folks in the back. Did Medina County update? Okay, so I'm here in Medina County updated, and this is probably the today's vote. Yeah, let me look at Medina County here. We're live. If you're watching, I'm retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. Just we said we'd be out here as good without being straight on talking just endlessly. But if I'm showing you the number for CD23, Medina County updated, Tony has dropped to 42.2%. Gonzalez has. Brandon is holding steady at 24. Julie Clark is almost at 1,000. And the rest of them are just dragging Mr. Gonzalez down. Now, here's what I want everybody to understand, because I'm going to go back to the top number here. People say, well, 16,000 people want Tony to still be the representative. But here's the problem with that. Everybody looks at it that way. What you're not saying and you're not hearing is by these numbers, 56.1% are saying they want him gone. You see, so as long as all these candidates get together and endorse whoever the number 2 guy is here and can convince all their voters to come out and vote for the number 2 guy, who then guess what? Mr. Gonzalez is going to be out the door. We're not there yet. They're still counting votes. And I have to tell you, even this 45 point, we're no longer at 50.1%. We're at 45.9%. and it's looking for runoff. I said if we hit 46, it's going to be a runoff. We're at 45.9. We got to be lower just to make sure. Remember, it's all percentages. If every percent here is going to equate to pretty close to about 500 votes. So in order for him to get back to 50%, you're looking at almost 46 minus 50 is 4 times 5. You're looking at 2,000 votes they've got to find in the middle of the night. It gets a little weird to pull it off with 1,500 votes. So if you go to 2,000 votes, I found them in the back of a trunk of a car, no longer flies. So this is looking like a runoff. We're not ready to call it yet, but the two big ones we're tracking here, CD23, if you're watching us, looking like Gonzalez is well below 50%. It's sending a message to Mr. Gonzalez, who literally was out campaigning for Nikki Haley, who ran up and down the entire border with a bunch of other Republicans showcasing the border that he made a mess out of. So the people are speaking here very loudly, and we'll see what it all looks like here toward the end. Other than that, Trump is literally dominated tonight on Super Tuesday, and there's a couple more that still have to happen this week. But why Nikki Haley would stay in the race is beyond me anymore. Other than they're hoping that something happens to Donald Trump. But again, 4 solid candidates: Brandon Herrera, Julie Clark, Frank Lopez, and Victor Avila, who came all the way from Dallas to run this district, are literally dragging Mr. Gonzalez under 50%. And so we're going to sign off here for a little bit, let things get updated, share the video. Remember, we're here on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. We've been here for the last 2 weeks, trying to inform you about what has been happening with the races. Like everybody else, we have our own business. We're trying to, so we're not here as often as we can. We cleared the deck and we're here today. We've got a whole bunch of folks that are tied into a conference in this earplug and on this other one here. So they're doing their best to give me the information that we need. All that said, look, if you're not seeing tallies up here, I'm gonna tell Ms. Linda Ruski while I'm on live here if she will take some of these websites and put them in the comments section, so that if you don't want to wait for us to come back live, you can go in there and start looking and digging for your favorite races. We're tracking the big ones for us here in Medina County and west of San Antonio. I-35 is the Wesley Verdell race against Hatch Smith, endorsed by none other than Rhino Pete Flores, who everybody he convinced was a no kidding Republican, is gone out and literally shown his true colors with the TLR folks, Texas Lawsuit Reform. These folks don't, they just want to control the votes. And Pete Flores has signed up with them. So all that said, by the way, Pete Flores also fundraised for Tony Gonzalez, and things are starting to show here. So this is going to be a big tell for a lot of people. Some other commissioner and GOP races for chairman positions at the county level will happen. We're not tracking those. We might pop 1 or 2 here just because some people are asking for us. And if we get answers, we'll get those. But other than that, we're looking across the board. We are going to try and see what's happening on with Bianca Gracia and Briscoe Kane. And of course, we were curious to see what happened with Jamie Ellison out running against Dan Crenshaw out in Houston. John Perez, who was also taking on some other Hispanic Republican out there who was really a Democrat. All these people impeached Ken Paxton. It's going to be really neat to see how many of the 60 survived and how many did not. More to come. We're going to see you in about 5-10 minutes. It's 9:44. We're going to sign off just for a little bit, get a couple of Pepsis down our throat, and refresh and get an update on the data. We'll see you on the backside. Stand by.